Get your axes ready and prepare for battle. Today we are traveling across the ocean to see the 20 best Viking movies ever made. We will look at everything from old 1950s classics to new, intense films like The Northman. We'll explore the history, myths, and legends of the Norsemen on screen. Whether you like real history or epic fantasy, these are the best movies for every Viking fan. Let's start the list. 1. The Vikings, 1958. This classic film tells the story of the rivalry between two half-brothers, Einar, a Viking prince, and Eric, a slave. Unaware of their biological connection, they are trapped in a fierce conflict over the throne and their shared love for a captured princess. The production is iconic for using authentic reconstructed Viking ships and stunning location cinematography in Norway. Despite being made in the 50s, its grand battle scenes remain a benchmark for Norse-themed films and historical epics in cinema history. 2. The Longships, 1964. A Viking adventurer named Rolf leads an ambitious expedition to the south in search of the Mother of Voices, a legendary massive golden bell. During his journey, he must face a powerful Moorish ruler who also seeks this immense treasure for himself. The film blends history with fantasy adventure on a widescreen production scale. The cultural contrast between the Vikings of the north and the Moors of the south provides a unique narrative dynamic in this epic tale of greed, exploration, and clashing civilizations. 3. When the Raven Flies, 1984. Known as Hrafnin Flieger, this film is often described as a Viking Western. It follows an Irish man who travels to Iceland to seek revenge against a group of Vikings who slaughtered his family and kidnapped his sister years ago. Director Hrafn Gunnlaugsson presents a raw, realistic atmosphere, devoid of typical Hollywood glorification. It is highly praised for its historical accuracy regarding early settlements in Iceland and the harsh code of blood vengeance prevalent during that era. 4. Valhalla, 1986. This Danish animated feature tells the adventure of two human children, Tjalfe and Röskva, who are taken by the god Thor to Asgard as his servants. They find themselves caught in a conflict between the Aesir gods and the Jotun giants in the land of Utgard. While animated, the film captures the essence of Norse mythology with a perfect balance of humor and tension. Its distinct visual style, inspired by popular comic books, has made it one of the most beloved Scandinavian animated works of all time. 5. Shadow of the Raven, 1988. Serving as a spiritual sequel to the 1984 film, it follows Trausti's return to Iceland after studying abroad. He becomes embroiled in a bloody clan feud over a stranded whale carcass, set against the backdrop of the island's transition to Christianity. The movie explores the internal conflict between old pagan traditions and the newly arriving Christian faith in the north. Its cinematography highlights the dramatic and cold Icelandic landscape, reinforcing the tragic tone characteristic of ancient Icelandic sagas. 6. Eric the Viking, 1989. Unlike typical Viking films, this is a satirical comedy about Eric, a Viking who finds no joy in raiding and killing. He leads his crew on a quest across the edge of the world to wake the gods and stop the age of Ragnarok from occurring. Written and directed by Terry Jones of Monty Python, the film pokes fun at brutal Viking stereotypes. With clever humor, it still incorporates interesting elements of Norse mythology, such as the journey to Asgard and encounters with mythical dragons. 7. The White Viking, 1991. The final part of the Raven trilogy focuses on King Olaf Tryggvason's efforts to forcibly Christianize Iceland. A young pair of lovers is separated by politics and religion when the man is sent to Iceland as a missionary for the ruthless king. The film boldly depicts the brutality of religious conversion and political tension between kingdoms. Its focus on historical aspects and cultural clashes makes it one of the best visual references for the final days of pagan dominance in Scandinavia. 8. Prince of Jutland, 1994. Also known as Royal Deceit, this film is based on the legend of Amleth, which served as the primary inspiration for Shakespeare's Hamlet. Prince Amleth must feign madness to survive after his uncle murders his father and marries his mother. The film features a young Christian Bale in a grim historical setting filled with intrigue. While the production is more modest than a typical blockbuster, its raw interpretation of the original Danish legend provides a different perspective from Shakespearean drama. 9. The Viking Sagas, 1995. Kjartan, the son of a betrayed leader, must learn the art of combat from an old hermit to seek revenge on a rival clan. He must endure grueling physical and mental tests in the harsh Icelandic wilderness to reclaim his honor and family name. The film has a strong action focus, emphasizing sword-fighting techniques and survival. While the plot follows a standard adventure path, the authentic filming locations in Iceland add significant value to every challenging outdoor scene. 10. The 13th Warrior, 1999. Based on a Michael Crichton novel, the film follows Ahmad ibn Fadlan, an Arab diplomat forced to join 12 Viking warriors on a holy mission. They are sent to aid a northern kingdom being terrorized by a mysterious and cannibalistic ancient evil. This movie is unique for blending the real historical accounts of Ibn Fadlan with the Beowulf legend. The protagonist's transformation from a refined intellectual to a warrior within the rough Viking culture is portrayed through a compelling and action-packed transition. 11. Beowulf and Grendel, 2005. This adaptation of the epic poem takes a more humanistic approach to the monster Grendel. The hero Beowulf begins to doubt his mission when he realizes that Grendel is a suffering creature seeking revenge against King Hrothgar for a personal tragedy. Filmed in Iceland, the movie offers breathtaking backgrounds and a somber atmosphere. It attempts to provide psychological depth to its characters, making the fight between man and monster a morally complex struggle rather than a simple tale of good versus evil. 12. Pathfinder, 2007. Based on a 1987 Norwegian film, this version tells the story of a Viking boy left behind in North America and raised by Native Americans. Years later, he must protect his tribe from a brutal raid by Vikings who have returned to plunder the land. The film emphasizes stylized visual action with a dark, high-contrast color palette. The Vikings are portrayed as terrifying, monster-like predators in heavy armor, creating a survival horror vibe in the middle of a harsh, frozen winter forest. 13. Beowulf, 2007. Using motion capture technology, this film brings the legend of Beowulf to life with grand, fantastic visuals. After killing Grendel, Beowulf falls for the temptations of Grendel's cunning mother, a decision that will haunt his kingdom until his old age. The script by Neil Gaiman adds a dark tone and moral consequences to Beowulf's heroism. Its ambitious visualization allows for massive battle scenes against dragons and monsters on a scale that would be impossible with traditional cinematography at the time. 14. Outlander, 2008. This film blends Viking history with science fiction. An alien soldier named Kainan crash lands on Earth during the Viking Age, inadvertently bringing a deadly predator called the Northman. He must team up with local Vikings to hunt the beast. Though the concept sounds unusual, the film manages to portray Viking culture with surprising seriousness and detail. The clash between limited alien technology and Viking steel against a monster provides unique action entertainment within the King's Great Hall. 15. Valhalla Rising, 2009. A mute warrior with supernatural strength, known as One Eye, escapes captivity and joins a group of Christian crusaders. They set sail for the Holy Land, but instead find themselves stranded in a mysterious and hostile new territory. Director Nicholas Winding Refn delivers a film that is highly artistic, brutal and meditative. With very little dialogue, it relies on haunting visuals and Mads Mikkelsen's intense performance to explore themes of violence, faith and self-destruction. 16. How to Train Your Dragon, 2010. In a world where Vikings are constantly at war with dragons, a teenager named Hiccup, deemed too weak to fight, befriends a rare dragon. He must convince his tribe that dragons are not enemies, but companions they can work alongside. While it is an animated family film, the character designs and architecture draw heavy inspiration from authentic Viking history. The film was a global success due to its strong emotional core and visually stunning dragon flight sequences. 17. A Viking Saga, The Darkest Day, 2013. Inspired by the first Viking raid on Lindisfarne in 793, the film follows a young monk who survives the slaughter. He must flee from a relentless Viking warband while protecting a holy book that is vital for the future of his faith. The movie shows the perspective of the victims of Viking raids, portraying the Norsemen as a swift and lethal threat. Despite a limited budget, it successfully builds tension through a pursuit across bleak coastlines and dark, claustrophobic forests. 18. Northman, A Viking Saga, 2014. A group of Vikings stranded in enemy territory after a shipwreck must fight their way through hostile lands. They kidnap a Scottish princess for ransom, but find themselves hunted by a group of elite and ruthless mercenaries. This is a pure action film featuring numerous battle scenes, cliffside parkour, and guerrilla warfare tactics. While the story is straightforward, the energetic combat choreography makes it a highly entertaining watch for fans of the historical adventure genre. 19. The Last King, 2016. Based on a true story, two loyal warriors, Birkebeiners, must protect the infant heir to the Norwegian throne from rival factions during a civil war. They must embark on a dangerous journey across snowy mountains using only skis. The ski-based chase scenes are the primary attraction, providing unique visuals rarely seen in other Viking films. The political tension and physical struggle against Norway's extreme weather are portrayed with a high degree of realism and excitement. Amleth, a Viking prince who witnessed his father's murder as a child, vows to avenge his father, save his mother, and kill his uncle. He grows into a brutal berserker warrior driven by fate to fulfill his bloody destiny. Directed by Robert Eggers, this is considered one of the most historically and mythologically accurate Viking films ever produced by Hollywood. It merges the gritty reality of Viking life with haunting mystical visions for a deeply immersive cinematic experience. Thanks for watching our Viking movie countdown. We hope you found some great new films to add to your watch list. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss our next video. See you in the next raid.